What's going on, guys? We're getting back to our Tis the Season 2 Be Scary marathon. So, without further ado, we will start off with, of course, you got it, the King of Creepy, King Frostmare. Alright, now I'm going to leave a link to the original videos in the description box below. So if you want, you can watch these without my commentary. Like I said, you're not going to hurt my feelings. And if you like what you see, leave a like and subscribe to their channels. And if you like what you see with me, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Alright, we're going to start off with King Frostmare. And the scariest videos you cannot switch off. Let's see. One of these days we're gonna comment on his live stream. Maybe not all of it, but we're gonna comment on his live stream. But for right now, we'll do the scariest videos you cannot switch off. Okay, you guys ready? I know I am. So without further ado, away we go.
Hello guys, time for scary videos. Today with a pretty unsettling shadow encounter in the home of a man and a creepy haunting in the house of a family. Now let's buckle up and stay frosty. The following video was uploaded to Reddit by user The Clownin. He wrote that this clip was shown to him by a family member. She had been hearing strange noises in the downstairs portion of her house, so she set up this camera to keep an eye on things from the rooms upstairs. Since this is an older building, paranormal activity had of course been considered as a possibility. The uploader tells us that nobody was downstairs during the time this clip was recorded. Let's take a look.
Ooh. That looks like a shadow person to me.
A shadow figure is seen moving from the center of the living room towards the doorway and disappears seemingly behind the wall.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It also just appears out of thin air and just moves to the door, like I said, turns around and just vanishes.
We can see that the camera's motion detection feature even picks up on the movement of the shadow.
Yeah.
Could this be causing the strange noises in the house? What do you guys make of this possible entity sighting? Is it a ghost? Or is there another explanation for it?
Well, you know, if it was just a shadow, you know, I can understand that. If it was somebody's shadow, that could be one thing. But you know, nobody's supposed to be home, or nobody's supposed to be up there. I don't know. I mean, if it's a hoax, it's one hell of a hoax. I don't know. Shadow entity. Ooh.
Next up, we are going to be looking into the haunting of Ola Peter. Peter and his brother had been spending some time at their great-grandparents' house when suddenly the power went out for no logical reasoning. Their mother and grandmother leave briefly to go buy some candles at the gas station nearby, leaving the boys alone. Strange activity had been experienced in the house before, and it was believed by the family that there was at least one spirit inhabiting the home, potentially the spirit of the great-grandfather that sadly had passed away. Peter decides to start filming around the dark house while his parents are away. The boys head to the terrace in the back of the house to use the washroom. And this is when they first encounter something possibly paranormal.
Y pues estamos aquí, esa zona. Mi abuelito, espérense, no sean chillones. No va a pasar nada. Y esas son las cenizas de mi bisabuelo, porque pues desgraciadamente ya falleció. Y el baño está allá. El baño, mi hermano quiere hacer pipí, pero el baño
Oh, yeah, we've seen this one.
está allá. Y mi abuela nos dijo que cuidáramos.
Ooh.
Mi abuela nos dijo que cuidáramos
What are those two glowing eyes?
aquí su casa, en lo que ellos iban.
Now, what is that?
A dark shadow is seen, moving quickly out of sight, as though it is hiding from the two boys.
Yeah. Yeah, you got that, and you got something staring at them with glowing eyes. So, what the heck is going on here?
The next video was also filmed at Peter's great-grandparents' house. This time, the boys noticed some loud banging and strange noises coming from the roof of the house. And so, they went outside to try and capture whatever was responsible for all the noise. Let's take a look at what was captured.
Ay, no puede ser.
Loud banging and strange scratching noises can be heard from above Peter, and when he aims the camera to the right, a dark shadow can be seen moving across the roof. Could this be the same shadow figure seen in the first video?
No sabemos. Y pues no tenga miedo. No pasa nada. Abuelito, ¿estás aquí? Entra. ¿Estás aquí? Preséntate ante nosotros. Somos tus nietos.
Whoa!
Peter actually tries to interact with the entity, inviting it to present itself to him, but he may actually get more than he bargained for. Viewers have said that the energy in this video is very negative.
Yeah. Sorry, Ken. I don't think that's your great-grandfather.
And many do not believe this to be the great-grandfathers. They
No.
also believe this entity might be taking advantage of the fact that there were no adults present, as many demons have been known to connect first with children and using that to get to the adults in the family. But
Uh-huh.
what do you think? Has Peter truly captured something paranormal in these videos?
Ooh, yeah. I think he has. I have to say, I think I have to agree with King Frostmare. This might be mnemonic. But that's because that's exactly how they get you. They try to get you through your children, if you have any. Like I've said before, these guys are the bullies of the paranormal. They will get you in the lowest way possible. Because their mission in life is to make your life a living hell. They're there to torment you. So yeah, I'll have to say I have to agree with King Frostmare. I definitely do not think it's his great grandfather. It's a dark entity, and it's probably a demon of some sort. The headless one. Oh yeah, that's not ominous.
The next clip was uploaded to Reddit by user Squish Muffins. She writes that this was captured by a neighbor's bedroom security camera.
Squish muffins. Okay,
While
well.
they were out of town for the weekend, they noticed that the camera had picked up some movement one night while they were away, although there were no people or pets in the house the entire time. Squish Muffin states that the house has had paranormal activity occur in the past, so they were quite scared when they realized that there was motion in the supposedly empty house.
What was that? What in the
The
world?
owners of the house believe what was captured here was actually the spirit of a woman who is headless. And they point out that if you look closely, you can actually see what appears to be a collar of a dress or shirt on the figure. They also state that they believe the spirit here is sitting up in the bed and then laying back down, as it matches perfectly with the positioning of the bed in the room. It is possible that this is the spirit of someone who either lived in the house in the past or on the land itself. What do you guys think? Is this a paranormal capture, or is there perhaps another logical explanation?
Well, since it was shot on a potato camera, it's kind of hard to do. It's kind of hard to really make out. It could be anything.
This clip comes to us from the Dark Dimension and was filmed in Japan. In the video,
Of course.
a group of friends are on their way to a public bathhouse when they discover it is unexpectedly closed. The group of friends are hanging out and joking around outside the closed bathhouse when they capture something on camera.
Ooh. Peekaboo.
What appears to be a person is standing next to the cameraman and then disappearing towards the ground. It is not seen ever again. How strange. What do you think happened here? I'm sure
Well,
this group
man.
will think twice in the future if they decide to ever visit the bathhouse again.
I think that's somebody's shadow. I don't know. That looks more like somebody's shadow.
The next creepy capture was uploaded to Reddit by user Photographer.
I could be wrong.
Photograph wrote this. I was running late for work one night and I was backing out of the driveway. I noticed an odd shape in my window. I snapped a quick picture, but I didn't take the time to really look at it, since, as I said, I was running late. When I finally got to work and took a good look at the photo, I was shocked, but chalked it up to paranoia and tried not to worry, especially since I knew I would be home soon. After my shift, I did a sweep of the house, and I confirmed that there was no way anyone was able to come into the house, and there was no one inside the house either. Every window was locked, and I never used the front door, as I always enter through the garage. There was also nothing between the curtains to cause anything that could have created this shape. I don't own any cardboard cutouts, and I live completely alone in a very rural area. As for the history of the house, it is around 200 years old, and I know people have passed away in the house, but I have no information on them. I've experienced other paranormal instances in the house, such as hearing footsteps on the stairs and knocking on doors. This is the first paranormal photo I've ever captured. The way the face is so clear, but also so blank and emotionless, is truly chilling. Could this be the spirit that is causing the strange noises around the house? What do you guys think of this photo? Is this a true paranormal capture, or is there perhaps something else that could explain it away?
I think he caught something. If he's been having disturbances in his house, he's known that people have died in the house. That's not too surprising. I mean, that's one hell of a touch-up. I mean, he himself has said that he didn't own any cardboard cutouts or anything like that. Yeah, I don't know. Dining room action.
The next video comes to us from the channel Mystic Ghost. Mystic Ghost is a team of paranormal researchers based in Texas. They run into that their mission is to seek out allegedly haunted locations, authenticate evidence of the paranormal, research all paranormal stories, and conduct scientific methods, plus metaphysical approaches during investigations. But actually, what makes this sighting so different is that it was captured in one of the investigators' own homes. When the resident received a motion alert from their dining room security camera, they were truly shocked at the capture.
Ooh. Oh, what is that?
The chair is seen sliding from the dining table, moved by an unseen force. To make things even more unsettling,
Yeah, what is that?
something can be seen moving rapidly outside the window. It's hard to make out the shape of the figure. It is all black and moving sporadically before disappearing again once the chair is pushed back into its original position.
Whoa.
Do you believe the shadow in the window and the chair moving are connected?
Might be.
Or just a strange coincidence? Is it possible that the entity was trying to get the attention of someone inside the house? Let me know your thoughts on this
It
one.
might have been. Because it shows up about around the same time that the chair moves. And I didn't see any strings on there. Face in the glass.
The following was sent by Bambi, who is a member of the Seven Souls
Bambi?
Paranormal team. The team is based in Florida, and Bambi kindly wanted to share the following incident with me. It was captured by their home security camera one night. They noticed that there appeared something strange unfolding right at the sliding glass window. Paranormal events are nothing new for them, and the house is said to be haunted ever since they can remember. Things are being moved around, and doors are opening and closing on their own, but even shadow figures can be seen ever so often. Tonight's capture, however, was even more mysterious.
Ooh.
You can clearly make out an apparition that is looking into the sliding glass window. It
Whoa,
appears that it is
what
coming
the
inside,
hell?
And then it disappears towards the outside
Yeah,
again.
boy, that was
How
quick.
strange. Bambi also states that they can clearly see a face on that apparition. Can you too?
Yeah, almost.
Whatever was captured that night seemed not to be from this realm.
Yeah. Whoa.
Make sure to check the footage out yourself. It is truly haunting.
Wow. Oh no.
The following clips were shared by user BV1150, who states that he as well is experiencing some really terrifying events unfolding in his own four walls. Ever since moving into his new place, he was visited by strange shadow sightings and was woken up in the midst of night by loud banging noises and furniture that was being pushed around. His friends never believed him, however, and they were certain that he was just joking around. In the following video, he had a friend over, and indeed, there seemed to be some unusual loud noises that were stemming from his closet, or from right above his closet, which was weird because nobody else should have been there. Nothing at first glance, but after BB decides to take a look around and opens the door to one of the rooms, there seems to be something else with them.
Oh man.
A really odd-looking shadow can be seen standing at the end of the room, and then it charges at them as if it wanted to hurt them.
Ooh. Oh, I see it now.
He did not sleep at his place that night, and that he has nightmares ever since. If it wasn't just a skip by the young man, has maybe something demonic entered? Something that is now playing tricks on him?
Maybe.
Who can say?
That's not good.
The next video was uploaded by the user It's Raining Babies, who posts vlogs of his life and experiences. In this video, Raining is going over some haunted events that had been happening in his workplace.
We'll say, you know, if you got something like that in your house and it charges at you as if it wants to hurt you, yeah, I'd get out of there. Either that or I'd come back with an exorcist or a shaman or sometimes sage, burn some sage and perform a cleansing right now. Oh man.
Wolfden Brewing. This restaurant is located within an older building, and apparently there have been quite a few paranormal experiences that have occurred here. Raining even says that there is a resident ghost named Jack that is said to haunt the restaurant. The haunting of the Wolfden Brewing pub is so well known that it is also common for restaurant guests to ask about Jack and the other ghosts. Raining says that he doesn't really believe in the paranormal. However, some of these recent events has made him to start think twice.
Now, you could see to the right of the door, there's kind of like a movement right there, and then it proceeds to go like up the stairs. But it could be someone, just walking on the outside of our front porch right there, which is logically what it is, but it almost seems that the camera's kind of bending.
Huh. That mannequin hand and those giant spider almost freaked me out. Oh, wait a minute, this is for Halloween, yeah.
And it bends the staircase in, and then right after it goes to the top of the stairs, the hat seems to jump up before it falls off onto the ground and kind of rolls around. It's very weird. It's something I can't explain.
Yeah.
It's very odd, given the design of the rack. It says it looks as though the head was raised slightly off the hanger before falling, not something that would normally be caused by the wind. Next clip is also taken at the restaurant. This one was taken at Halloween, so we'll notice the decorations. The restaurant puts out an exhibit about the notorious John Wayne Gacy, and the security footage was captured there. The clip shows a painting of Gacy. The hook actually remained in the wall. Notice the way the painting seems to rotate as it falls. There's something very strange about this camera for sure. What do you think? Do you believe that Wolfden Brewing is truly haunted? I certainly do.
I think so. Something like that. Let's see that again.
About this the way. See. The footage puts out that this one was taken at Halloween, so we'll notice the decorations. The restaurant puts out an exhibit about the notorious John Wayne Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy, man, he was a character. Man. He was a monster. Ooh, yeah.
The hook actually remained in the wall. Notice the way the painting seems to rotate as it falls. There's something very strange about this camera for sure. What do you think? Do you
Yeah, it's weird.
It's truly haunted? I certainly do.
I think it is. Well, old places like that, I wouldn't be surprised.
The following was uploaded to
Aww.
Reddit. The mother in the photo had noticed some strange things happening around her home, such as whispers from other rooms, lights turning on and off on their own, and creaking around the house when no one was walking around. The family had suspected perhaps paranormal activity had been the cause. However, they tried to ignore all these strange occurrences since there was no physical evidence of anyone being inside their home. This all changed one afternoon. The mother was home alone with their small daughter, playing with some puzzle toys and taking photos to show their family members. What she captured was absolutely not what she was expecting.
Ooh.
Ahead is seen peeking out from the cabinets behind the mother and the baby.
Ooh.
The figure is absolutely haunting. The
Yeah.
red eyes staring directly at the camera, and
Yeah, that's not nightmare fuel.
the mouth twisted into a very sinister smile. The family didn't actually notice the entity until after they were done taking photos and were
Dang.
looking at them later that evening. Is this the creature responsible for the strange occurrences in the house? What would you do if you would capture a sighting like this? Absolutely terrifying.
I would call in a priest, either that or call the sage, get a cleansing team, and cleanse my house of spirits. I'd call for an exorcism, the whole 9 yards. That's creepy. That's creepy, man.
This video was uploaded by Diego's Bikers. Diego has long suspected that his apartment was haunted and actually had caught a few paranormal sightings in the past. You might remember the haunted children's tent. It was not odd for things to move on their own in his home, and for strange sounds to be heard when nobody else was supposed to be home. In particular, it seemed whatever spirit was living in Diego's home had a great interest in children's toys, leading him to believe the spirits of a young kid might be haunting the apartment.
They might. Ooh.
One afternoon, Diego had a friend over, and they were just hanging out in the living room when they captured the following.
Uy, marica, venga. Diseñero rápido. Marica, perro lo grabé, venga.
Ooh.
The hand of a young child can be seen, reaching out from the TV stand and starts
Oh.
opening the cabinet. The hand is quickly retracted when Diego starts running towards it. He opens the cabinet, but the entity is nowhere to be seen, and the decorations of the shelves of the TV stands are seen undisturbed.
Oh, that's creepy. Oh my gosh, that's creepy. That is absolutely
Some
creepy.
viewers have wondered if this could possibly be a child who's traveling between multiple dimensions, and others have wondered if this might not be a child, but rather a darker spirit attempting to seem friendly. What do you make of this capture?
Maybe.
A child or something much more dangerous?
Good question.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Help.
No problem, King Frostmare. Whoa. Oh man, now those are some good ones. I haven't seen images like that in a long time. Those were good. Those were good. Let's say those were good. Let's see. Ah, brand new. Okay. I'll tell you what. Let's go directly from King Frostmare to another one of my favorite YouTubers of the paranormal, Sir Spooks. So the top 5 scary videos that'll give you the creeps. So let's see what this is all about. Alright, you guys ready? I know I am. So without further ado, let's go. Let's go.
The
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today we'll take a look at 5 scary videos. So, let's begin. Today's video is sponsored by Hunter Killer. Did anyone you know hop on the true crime train this year? This is the gift for them.
Yeah, this looks interesting. My dad and I may have to just get into this and see how it is. I don't know.
Hunter Killer is the perfect gift for the true crime fan in your life, or anyone you just can't really figure out how to shop for. It's the most unique present and will be something they actually use. Even better, you can offer to solve the case with them, as they'll need all the help they can get. Together, you'll get your much needed vitamin D detective with Hunter Killer. I personally love drinking cocoa and cracking murder cases during Christmas. Really gets me in the right mood when I figure out who the killer is. Part of the proceeds from every box goes to the Cold Case Foundation, an organization that is dedicated to helping with real-life cold cases.
So it's for a good cause. I'm always up for that.
In my opinion, Hunter Killer is something every true crime fan needs to try. Right now, you can go to hunterkiller.com/SirSpooks and use code SirSpooks for $10 off your purchase. Again, make sure to use the code SirSpooks for a $10 discount. Also, make sure to order before December 13th if you want to be certain that you receive it before Christmas. Do you have what it takes to hunt a killer?
Good question.
If you were to take a quick look at the homepage of this Japanese YouTuber's channel, you wouldn't think anything of it really. He occasionally makes videos of himself trying out various different foods, motorcycle riding videos, and the standard vlogs you'd expect to see on the platform. But one video that he uploaded in October of 2020 stands out like a sore thumb amongst the other more innocent videos of his. In the description of the video, the uploader states that the following footage was recorded after he got back home one night. As soon as he turned on the lights in his house, he noticed something was definitely not right. He then decided to film the experience.
Ooh. And it disappeared. Ooh.
A mysterious banging sound can be heard at the very beginning of the clip. But the most terrifying thing is the eerie hand that can be seen atop the bed at the far end of the room.
Yeah, and it just
Interestingly,
disappears.
as soon as the uploader zooms his camera back out, the hand mysteriously disappears,
yeah.
almost as if it was never really there. The uploader states in the description that he isn't entirely sure what to make of this encounter, but says that he believes it could be some sort of paranormal activity, but understandably he hopes that it's not the case. Paranormal or not, there was certainly something with him that day. As for what exactly, we'll never know.
Yeah, that was just creepy. Yeah, that was... you look close and, yeah, like you said, there's the hand. He zooms out and it's gone. I mean, it could have been CGI, but somehow I really doubt it.
A Mexican YouTuber named Monra Vlogs frequently uploads videos to his channel that often focus on him exploring various different allegedly haunted and abandoned places, including dilapidated buildings, fields, and in this case, a cemetery. Throughout the video, we can clearly see just how eerie it would be to wander around this particular cemetery in the dead of night, with just you and your flashlight. All you can hear is crickets around him. The video is definitely quite eerie in general, but the real terrifying thing happens at around the 13-minute mark, when he starts to pan his camera around and makes a startling discovery.
¿Viste eso? ¿Lo viste?
Ahí se está tomando algo, ¿eh? ¡Ey! ¿Quién eres?
Oh.
¿Ven? Ese es el grupo. Sí. Sí, ese es el grupo, güey. Sí. ¡Ey! Sí, ese, güey. ¡Ven! 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 ¡Acércate!
Although it happens very briefly,
Yeah.
if you take a good long look in the distance, you should be able to make out what appears to be some sort of bizarre shadow-like figure walking out into view of the camera
Yeah, right there.
before immediately darting back, almost as if whatever this thing was did not want to be recorded. Munro then does something that most people would not have the bravery or courage to do. He goes to explore the area where he saw the figure, but to his surprise, it is nowhere to be found. So what could this strange, shadow-like entity be?
Good
Is
question.
this some sort of ghostly apparition lurking the grounds of the cemetery? Was this simply another person visiting the cemetery that
It
day?
could
Let me
be.
know your thoughts in the comments.
But all dressed in black? I don't think so.
A YouTube channel named Hidden Planet has a bunch of strange, fascinating and thought-provoking videos on their channel for all to enjoy. But one of their videos in particular, uploaded in April of 2015, stands out among the crowd as being something truly eerie. In the video, we follow an unidentified cave explorer as he makes his way around the dark areas with a flashlight to illuminate his pathways as he trudges onward through the darkness. Almost immediately after the camera starts rolling, the man finds what appears to be some bones or eggs or perhaps an animal carcass laying on the ground. Although the discovery most definitely strikes him as more than a little odd, he nevertheless continues on with the exploration. But about 20 seconds later, the man stumbles upon yet another large egg-like object that he begins to inspect before moving on in the cave.
That looks like an egg.
So far, he's experienced some bizarre things, but nothing overtly terrifying. Little does he know that that's all about to change in just a matter of seconds. Although it can only be seen for just a moment, by slowing down the footage and getting a good zoom-in view, you can see what looks to be a dragon's head captured on the camera, while the man filming lets out a groan as he tries to make his way out of the cave.
Whoa.
It is worth noting that the dragon in question doesn't look to be added in or heavily touched up in editing, and because of this, many people in the comment section have expressed their belief that this footage is completely genuine. Of course, many have also expressed their beliefs in it being fake. Obviously, if it were fake, then it would be well hidden by the blurry quality of the footage.
Yeah.
But what do you think about this particular piece of footage? Is this actual footage of a dragon resting inside of a cave or not? I'll
Well, since it was shot with a potato camera,
let you decide.
I don't know. I'm kind of up in arms about that, especially after seeing some of the stuff Arctic Kicks has criticized. I don't know. That looks. The old saying, if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. It's probably CGI, regardless of what Sir Spooks says. That'd be awesome if somebody actually discovered a real life dragon. It would. I mean, you might think about it. All these countries and civilizations all around the world. Every single civilization has a legend about a dragon, about dragons. If dragons did not exist, why does every civilization around the world have a legend about them? Huh? I mean, the Bible even speaks about dragons, guys. They say they're God's special creatures. Don't believe me? Look it up in the book of Job. Look it up in the book, and don't go with what those stupid footnotes tell you. You read some of the clues that God says to Job about the being in particular. That's a dragon. That is a dragon. So yeah, like I said, if dragons do not exist, why does every country around the world have a legend about them? Europe has them, Asia has them. Heck, even the Native Americans have legends about dragons. Just saying. Alright, on to the next one.
As many of you know by now, the Paranormies have been featured on this channel many times before. Their content typically focuses on them exploring abandoned and allegedly haunted places from around the world, usually resulting in some truly unbelievable finds that you simply have to see to believe. This video, which was uploaded in November of 2021, is definitely no exception. In the video, the group is heading out to explore a cabin located deep inside the woods. When the group arrives at the cabin, it looks to be pretty cozy. This may have put them a bit at ease, but their comfort gets broken relatively quickly when this happens.
Whoa. This door or that door?
It's this back door, yeah. It was this door. Hello? Where are you?
A little while later in the video, the crew are exploring other corners of the cabin when they get surprised with two more genuinely odd and unsettling encounters. Take a look.
Soul. Reviving.
You fucking heard that.
What the fuck is going on, dude?
Violence?
Whoa.
I had a bad feeling in here, dude. There it goes. Just as I said that. Right there. I gotta get out of here, man. As soon as I said that, I don't feel good.
Just a couple of minutes later, while exploring an upstairs area, Jordan gets a little bit uncomfortable by being in the cabin, at which point he says that he probably shouldn't have even come. It seems as though someone, or rather something, heard this and wanted to scare him just a little bit more.
I probably shouldn't have came here in the first place, right?
Oh my god. Okay.
Holy shit.
Please.
Oh my god, I'm having a panic attack here.
Interestingly enough, the same chair that was rocking there was initially seen on the right side of the room earlier on in the footage.
Oh, it
Whether
was. That's
this chair
right.
managed to move sides is anybody's guess. At this point, the Paranormies are undoubtedly getting a bit freaked out and are probably thinking of heading out and calling it a day. But before they can do that, they're treated with two more scares for good measure.
Are you good or are you bad? Oh my god!
Whoa.
Holy shit.
Mary, can you say goodbye?
Again. Okay, goodbye. No.
Mary, you have to say goodbye now, okay?
Just let it go. Goodbye. Just let it go.
Oh. She
Goodbye.
doesn't want you guys to
Goodbye.
go. She doesn't want you guys to go. And that's one of the bad things about messing with the Ouija board. One of the reasons why I am never touching one of those things.
Don't park it up there. I'm freaking out.
There's no denying just how creepy what the Paranormies filmed was. Do you believe this footage was authentic, or could all these encounters be explained? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
I don't know.
This next entry, filmed in a power station dormitory located in Malaysia, is absolutely jam-packed with tons of eerie moments that are sure to give you the creeps. In the footage, we follow an unidentified man as he makes his way through the station, and almost immediately he comes across something very eerie.
Ooh. Gate swinging closed by itself.
哎，我操！
He then proceeds to enter the building, which, as you can see, is completely abandoned. It's so silent inside that you could quite literally hear a pin drop, which certainly must have added to the man's discomfort while exploring there. Sure enough, it doesn't take long at all for a series of incredibly unsettling things to start to happen, confirming the man's deepest fears.
Ooh.
上次还没有这玩意儿。
Ooh.
啊！我看啥玩意儿啊？我操你妈！我操你妈塞！
Ooh. Something's behind him in the mirror.
我操你
Ooh.
妈！塞！操你妈！ 我操！
Whoa. Dude, I'd get out of there. If that really is a spirit and it's that aggressive, I'd get out of there now.
我操你妈！生气了，兄弟们！我操！
Although the man has already seen so many creepy things happen in such a short span of time, he nevertheless works up the courage to continue on with the investigation, which, as you can probably expect, only ends up getting more and more crazy as time goes on. Take a look.
Ooh, is that his reflection or is that something in the window?
操你妈的！
Oh, I guess it wasn't his reflection, it was something in the window. Ooh. Hello.
我操你妈！我操你妈！我操你妈！一个脑袋，兄弟们！
Do you want to be my boyfriend? How terrible. Oh my guys. I found you. I think this is definitely a female ghost. And she's having, this is definitely a female ghost. And she's having a ball scaring the crap out of this guy. Found you. Either that or this is his girlfriend.
The uploader is exploring is so large and has so many different areas and rooms to it. He decides to start venturing in, whereas most people would make the wise decision and leave as soon as possible. But this man puts on his best brave face and presses on, which just leads to more terrifying incidents that he was able to capture.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is probably a female spirit. She's having a ball scaring the crap out of him, but I think that's his girlfriend or his sister, and she's in on it. And this is she's in on it. She's in on the prank and all. But and that being said, this might be real. This might be real. You never know. I don't know. Hi there. Hi. Oh, that got me too. Peekaboo.
Eventually, the uploader gets more and more terrified, which is certainly quite understandable.
Yeah.
But before he makes the final decision to leave once and for all, he gets subjected to yet even more scares for good measure.
Dude, if this is real, I would be out of here. Lickety split like that. Come on, guys, man. Hi. I don't know, guys. I don't know. He's either very dedicated to this, or he's very dumb, or both. Yeah, if this really is a real female ghost, then oh man, he should have been gone a long time ago. Hello, peekaboo.
It's genuinely remarkable just how many incredibly disturbing and frightening things happened in just one video, more specifically, one night. If this video is indeed 100% real, then this power station dormitory is without question one of the most haunted places I have ever seen recorded on camera. The sheer amount of paranormal activity on display is truly staggering and is sure to make many people have a hard time sleeping tonight. And that was 5 scary videos. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then subscribe for more scary content. My name is Sir Spooks, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Hello? Oh man, if that was real, oh man, he's screwed, man. Terrible way to get a girlfriend. Terrible way to get a girlfriend. Now, that being said, that might be his girlfriend with him, and it's probably just, and it may just be a parody. It may just be a big hoax. Then again, it may not be. That was good. That was good. That was good. Oh man, that was a good one. Oh man. Okay, I know Chills has a new one. Let me see here. Let's see. Check Chills. Yeah. Oh, he's got several. Ooh. Well, we may just have to do a Chills marathon here. Maybe not right now, but maybe later. Let's see. Before we do that, I'm a faster. Silvervale. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's another YouTuber I highly recommend you visit. Arctic X. He's good. He's very good. Let's see. Well, let's go back to King Frostmare real quick. Frostmare. Oh, this is Frostmare TV. Scary videos that are too creepy for some of you. Well, let's go check that out. Or maybe, let's see. Or, yeah. Oh man. Oh, excuse me. You have to excuse me, you guys. I'm stopped up. Oh, I'm going to have to spray my nose real quick. Ooh. Oh, here we go. Now, here's something. Here we go. Nuke's Top 5. I haven't showed this in a while. I need to do some more of these guys. Nuke's Top 5. So how about we wrap this... How about we wrap this one up with Nuke's Top 5. The top 5 scary ghost videos to scream along to. Here we go. Alright. You guys ready? I know I am. So without further ado, let's go.
Viewers of my channel might remember that almost one... Top 5 ghosts caught on camera, followed home. Now, longtime viewers of my channel might remember that almost 1 year ago, I featured a series of videos by a young Dutch woman named Sabia L. Sabia claimed that her apartment in the Netherlands was haunted by something that lurked in the shadows. Something dark and sinister.
That's not good. Ooh.
Wat gaat er ook al vandoor? Oh.
As time went by, the paranormal activity in Sabia's apartment intensified, becoming so terrifying that Sabia began to live in abject fear of whatever evil presence might be haunting her home.
Ooh.
months ago, Sabia L suddenly just stopped posting to YouTube entirely, leaving her concerned fans and followers wondering just what happened. But then, just 3 months ago, Sabia made a surprise return to her YouTube channel. She posted only one short video. The post was a positive one, letting her followers know that she had finally saved up enough money to move out of her terrifying haunted apartment. The 30-second video shows Sabia giving one final walkthrough of the empty apartment. Her optimistic video title proclaimed, "Last video, haunted apartment in the Netherlands. No more poltergeist activity for me." As you might guess, Sabia L's nightmarish story did not end there. Sabia says that she experienced months of peace and relaxation in her new home, but then strange and disturbing things began to happen all over again. The odd events quickly became more and more unsettling. One night, the lights in her hallway begin to flicker, so she pulls out her phone and begins to record. She encounters something absolutely horrifying.
Dat lichtknipper er weer aan en uit in de hal. In het nieuwe huis. Ik durf niet. Ik durf niet. Verdorie. Heel belangrijk.
Ooh.
Oh. Ik durf echt niet. Donder op, ik ga er niet naartoe. Ik bel wel iemand.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Sabia turns away from the hallway as the light fixture suddenly moves on its own.
Yeah.
When she turns back, the hall light has gone out again, and something dark and menacing seems to be
Oh, I didn't see
waiting there
that.
for her. Whatever it is then seems to charge up the stairs, but understandably, Sabia does not follow.
Oh.
Sabia L believes that the dark, malevolent being that haunted her old apartment has now followed her to her new home. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments.
Oh, hun, you need to get you. That thing followed you to your new house. You need to get an exorcist over here. You need to get a shaman. You need to burn some sage. You need a cleansing ritual to get that thing out of your house and away from you.
You can watch this video as well as all of Sabia L's past terrifying encounters over on her channel, Sabia L. A window to the soul. So this is a story that starts weird and just gets weirder. But first, a little bit of history. Way back in 1679, Irish Catholic priest Oliver Plunkett was arrested for supporting the Catholic faith, which at the time was considered a serious criminal offense by the English monarchy. He was held in Newgate Prison in London before being executed. And so here's where things get really weird. Over 240 years later, in 1921, Oliver Plunkett's head, yes, just his head, was brought to St. Peter's Church in Drogheda, Ireland, where it was put on display in a garish, ornately decorated glass box. The St. Peter's Church also placed on display the prison door of Oliver Plunkett's jail cell from Newgate Prison, where Plunkett was held for 8 months before his execution. YouTube user Vicky Bramshaw was on vacation when she visited St. Peter's Church in Drogheda, Ireland. She is recording the exhibit of Oliver Plunkett's jail cell door when she catches something absolutely unnerving.
This is the door of the cell in Newgate Prison, where St. Oliver Plunkett was imprisoned for 8 months.
He's a very interesting figure, because he's one of the first ecumenical Christian priests.
There is a small opening in the ancient jail cell door, and some pale, ghostly face just seems to peek out of it at them. Vicky says she has no idea what this face could be. She says she has no knowledge of visual effects to fake something like this, and she didn't even notice the face until she reviewed her footage later. So is this the ghost of Oliver Plunkett still peering from his old jail cell door? Or is it just a very, very odd trick of the light? You decide.
That looks like a face to me.
Before we move on to the next video, if you see anything that you think should be included in the top 5, contact us at nukestop5@gmail.com. The Haunting Tales of Chernobyl. On April 26, 1986, reactor number 4 in the Chernobyl nuclear power plant exploded, resulting in the worst nuclear catastrophe in history. A total of 117,000 people were evacuated, but many suffered horrific tragic deaths as lethal levels of radiation swept over the countryside. To this day, the land around the reactor is still highly radioactive. It has been deserted for over 35 years. Italian paranormal investigators Paolo, Debbie, Jack, and Simone from the YouTube channel Pit Paranormal Investigation had the unique opportunity to explore and investigate the abandoned ghost towns surrounding the Chernobyl power plant. Experienced tour guide Alex safely escorts the group through the dangerous area. The Pit team begins their journey in Pripyat, the city closest to the Chernobyl power plant. The nervous investigators soon realize that they have to conduct their investigation in an entirely different way than normal, as everything around them is highly contaminated with radioactive fallout.
E dobbiamo completamente cancellare tutte le abitudini che abbiamo.
Ed è una cosa
È difficilissimo, ma anche solo appoggiare uno zaino momentaneamente per terra. Non si può appoggiare, non lo so,
non puoi legarti la scarpa.
Per legarti la scarpa non si può. Raga, è veramente una cosa.
Guardate, solo così, cioè questo è un contatore Geiger, misura le radiazioni. Solo per dirvela brevemente, siamo a 1,40, 1,50 e contate che la soglia massima è 0,3.
Now, most of the abandoned buildings in Pripyat are extremely dangerous to enter, so it's illegal to go inside most structures. For this reason, investigator Paolo has brought along a small remote-controlled car with an attached GoPro. He carefully drives it into one of the abandoned structures as he records. After a bit of exploring with the RC car, he stops it inside and leaves the camera recording in an attempt to capture anything out of the ordinary. When they review their footage, the team is shocked. Now, as I mentioned before, Paolo and his team are all outside and no one is allowed into this building. So what is this? A strange shadow moves from right to left, seemingly followed by 2 other strange shadow anomalies.
Yeah.
Soon the investigators are forced to leave the area, as they can only be exposed to the high radiation level for a limited time.
Yeah, that's the bad part. You know, it's a very dangerous. You know, that's one place. I mean, in a lot of ways, it'll be fun and go adventuring there and see what I could find, but in a lot of the ways, especially with the high levels of radiation around them, and and people with radioactive tags, having to wear the radioactive tags, or having to keep the Geiger counters with you, you know, it's just too dangerous. You know, I'd love to go adventuring someplace like there, but it's too dangerous. No, my hat goes off to the people who want to do it, but no, not me.
Another night, and the Pit Paranormal team has the unique opportunity to explore the abandoned old Chernobyl hospital. Obviously, the building was the site of intense tragedy and suffering, as many passed away here during the Chernobyl meltdown. It is said that their spirits still haunt the hospital. The Pit team brings all of their equipment, hoping to properly investigate the hospital and maybe even make contact with any spirits that might inhabit the building. What they capture is truly bizarre.
Cos'era? Ok, l'avete sentito? Sì. Ma che brutto, era girare. Sì, sembrava uno strumento, qualcosa che si spostava.
A strange, unexplained sound startles the Pit Paranormal team. Hallow grabs his thermal camera and starts to record. What happens next is downright chilling.
Voi due siete i nostri occhi, Voi. Anche te, che siete i nostri occhi. Perché io vedo ben poco.
Il muro davanti a Simo a destra. Il muro davanti a Simo a destra.
Questo
ha formato. Raga, ha formato una persona.
Che è stato?
Raga, si è formata una persona lì.
Ma stai scherzando?
L'hai filmata? No, l'ho filmata. Ci sono i rank. Si è formata una persona, io dico una sabbia bianca, con testa, spalle e tutto. Lì davanti.
A creepy figure seems to appear but can only be seen through the thermal camera. Inexplicably, the figure seems to emit more and more heat. Hallow and cameraman Simone approach the apparition, and they discover something terrifying.
Stai scherzando? L'hai chiusa tu? L'ho chiusa.
Perché mi stavo girando per venire a prenderti in faccia. E sembra che anche pensa che stava chiudendo io lontano. L'ho chiusa io.
Hallow and Simone are shocked as the thermal camera reveals footprints on the floor in the room right next to where the figure appeared. The door slams shut and locks, separating Debbie and cameraman Jack. And now, they too encounter something terrifying out in the hospital hall.
C'è qualcuno che ci sta prendendo in giro? Non ci vuole far paura? Cos'è? Arriva da quella porta, c'è una porta socchiusa, Debbie. Arriva da quella porta lì. Arriva da quella porta lì, è socchiusa.
Did you hear it? The two nervous investigators capture a deep, breath-like voice on camera.
Cos'è? Porta lì. Arriva da quella porta lì, è socchiusa.
Eventually, the team is reunited and they leave Chernobyl believing that they did in fact make contact with some of the ghosts of Chernobyl's past. I highly recommend that you check out Pit Paranormal's 8-part Chernobyl series. All 8 videos have subtitles in multiple languages, including English. Excessively Haunted. Now, if you're a regular Nuke Top 5 viewer, you know that I featured the popular paranormal YouTube channel Really Haunted many times.
Oh, yeah.
Homeowners Lee and his wife Stacy have experienced increasingly violent paranormal activity in their home in England for years now.
Oh, yeah, these. Oh, yeah, these two. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I remember that. Oh, yeah, this.
Lee's wife Stacy says that since the bed incident, she is so scared of the violent poltergeist in their house that she often just avoids sleeping in their home.
I stayed in the caravan a bit before that, but that was once that happened, I never went back in the house after that.
Over the 4 months since I last featured Really Haunted, Lee says that the activity in his home has only become more intense and frightening.
Oh, man. Oh! Well, now you guys, now this thing's throwing stuff at you guys? Oh, man. Ooh.
Stop. Sit. Holy.
Ooh.
Lee says that he refuses to leave his home, regardless of the extreme poltergeist activity. But facing off against a malevolent spirit is not easy. Late one night, Lee hears noises outside his second-story bedroom. He gets up to investigate, but it did not go well.
Whoa. What was that? Oh.
Something's shaking. Oh.
Something seems to violently push Lee, launching him backwards. And whatever pushed him now wants in the room.
Nice. That's the attic. I can be doing both at once.
So is Lee's house, quote, really haunted? As always, I leave that to you to decide. To see the full story and videos of Lee's encounter with the dark presence that terrorizes his home, I highly recommend checking out the YouTube channel, Really Haunted.
Well, if this is nothing but a bunch of tricks that they've done, it's done very well. Very well. But for some of the encounters, I don't know. I don't think so. I think he definitely has either a ghost in his house, or he definitely has a poltergeist activity. Yeah, I mean, okay, excuse me, guys. I need to get this stuff out of my head. Just a minute. Oh, man. Alright, let's get back to it. We don't have that much left to go. Alright.
Unwelcome. Paranormal investigator Sandro Silva from the YouTube channel Casa Sobrenatural sets out to explore an abandoned home in Brazil.
Oh, that's better. I can breathe now.
The house is said to be extremely haunted by multiple dark spirits. He's joined by his two friends, Macon and Clemerson, as they carefully walk through the rubble of the deserted structure. The air feels heavy as the team reflects on the ominous atmosphere. Suddenly, they get an unexpected fright.
Nossa, a energia é muito pesada, mano. Essa casa é sinistra, muito cabuloso, cara. Meu Deus do céu, Sandro. Sentiu o barulho, mano? Ah, foi nitidamente quebrou, mano. Caiu, quebrou, mano. Casada. Você viu que caiu uma teia ali, mano. Nossa, foi nítido, porque quebrou, mano. Os arpão o pé daí, mano. Mano, caiu a teia ali, velho. Vou começar a jogar teia em cima da nossa cabeça, é louco? Tem alguma coisa aqui, cara, que não quer nós aqui, mano.
The three friends suspect a roof tile has fallen nearby and discuss whether it's safe to continue their investigation. But before they can even reach a decision, things take a terrifying turn.
Oh. Nossa, mano. Nossa, velho. Oh. Nossa, tá andando, mano. Tá andando, mano. Você tá escutando? Pô, cara. Tem alguma coisa aqui, cara. Ai, cara. Você não sabe o que eu vi ali, cara. Calma, cara. Eu vi que ali, eu vi uma criança. Eu vi uma criança, cara. Claro, cara. Você não viram? Meu Deus do céu, tinha uma criança aqui, cara. Meu Deus do céu. Cara, primeira vez, cara. Mas por que uma criança vai estar aqui, cara? Será que morreu uma criança aqui, cara? Mas já começou a cair uma teia, cara. Aí você grita que viu alguma coisa que... E o cara que eu vou correr. Mas eu não vi nada, cara. Tá andando, mano. Tá andando, velho. Tá andando, mano. Nossa senhora, caiu uma telha ali, cara. Você tá doido, mano. Cara, tem visagem aqui pra caramba, mano. Você tá doido, velho.
Sandro is shocked as he sees the apparition of a child right in front of him. He gathers his courage and checks out the area, but there's no one there.
There's no one there,
Then another roof tile falls and the three friends just make a run for it. So did the Casa Sobrenatural team capture the ghost of a child on camera? Let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching. Please check out my Instagram here, my Twitter over there, and then tickety flippity. Anyway, I hope I'll see you again next week.
What's bad? Wow. Those are some good ones. Those are some very good ones. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to stay awake. You know, I need to stay awake because I've got some stuff that I need to do today. Oh, gosh. But yeah, those were good. I'm sorry if I nodded off on certain ones. They weren't boring. They weren't boring. No, they were good. They were good. I just need to get some more coffee down me. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna stop there for right now, guys. We'll do a chills marathon in a little bit. But for right now, if you like what you saw, leave a like in the description and subscribe in the description box below. Go visit Sir Spooks. Go visit King Frostmare. Go visit Nuke's Top 5 for some more stuff. Without my commentary, like I said, you're not going to hurt my feelings. So, alright, for right now, I'm going to stop right here. We'll do a chills marathon when I'm a little more up and about, hopefully. Until then, you guys stay safe. Remember, it's cold and flu season, and remember, it's COVID season. You got a lot of stupid people out there who haven't gotten vaccinated yet, but need to. You guys just make sure that you're the ones that are vaccinated. And then you make sure you're the ones protected for your sake and for your family's sake. So, alright, until then, guys, I'll see you later. Until then, you guys stay awesome.